Hi everyone, this is the second part of our function series. In this video, we'll discuss default arguments and positional arguments. The previous video was part 1, where we talked about what functions are, how to create them, and parameters and arguments. Let's get started. First, we'll talk about positional arguments. Positional arguments define the order in which the arguments are passed into the function when the function is called. For example, if we had 3 parameters, the first argument would be assigned to the first parameter, the second argument would be assigned to the second parameter, and the third argument would be assigned to the third parameter. I'll use my function example from the previous video. In the previous video, we talked about a function called today's special, which took special as a parameter and then printed today's special is whatever the special was. This time, instead of just including one parameter, I'll include 3. The first parameter will be called special 1, the second will be called special 2, and the third will be called, you guessed it, special 3. I'm still creative, right? Anyway, to create this function, first we'll start off with the def keyword, followed by the function name, which in this case is today's special. After that, we'll type the parentheses, and inside the parentheses, we'll type our parameters, which are special 1, special 2, and special 3. After that, we'll type a colon. If you guys forgot how to create a function, check out our previous video. Now that I've typed the heading of my function, I'll type some actual code. I've modified the print statement a little bit since we have 3 parameters instead of 1. The print statement will say, today we have 3 specials. The next print statement will say our first special is plus special 1. Our third print statement will say our second special is plus special 2. Our third print statement will say and our third special is plus special 3. And then our final print statement will say enjoy. Now if I call this function with 3 arguments, which are red velvet cake, blueberry muffins, and chocolate ice cream. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, so I'll call this function first. So I'll assign chocolate ice cream to parameter 1, red velvet cake to parameter 2, and blueberry muffins to parameter 3. So if I run this code, you'll see that chocolate ice cream gets passed into the value of special 1, red velvet cake gets passed into the value of special 2, and blueberry muffins gets passed into the value of special 3. Let's run it and see what happens. And that's exactly what happens. The order in which the specials get printed depends on their position and order when calling a function. So if we were to change the order, making blueberry muffins first and chocolate ice cream third, you'll see that blueberry muffins would get printed first, red velvet cake would get printed second, and chocolate ice cream would get printed last. So let's do that and see what happens. And it changes the position and order of each parameter. This is a great example of how positional arguments work. Now that we've discussed positional arguments, let's talk about keyword arguments. If you recall in the previous video, I mentioned that if we had a number of parameters, we would have to have the same number of arguments, but this is not the case if we had or used a default or keyword argument. When you create a keyword argument, you're setting a default value for the parameter. You can provide a default value of the parameter while defining a function. When the function is called, if no parameter is passed, the function runs based on the default value. By the way, they can also be called default arguments. For example, if I created a function called say goodbye, which had a parameter called phrase, I could set a default value for this phrase. I'll set the default value to goodbye, nice meeting you. And this is how you would do that. When you set a default argument, you always go up to where you're defining the function into the heading, and you type the default argument inside the parentheses. Now we'll type a print statement printing phrase. When I call this function, I do not have to provide an argument for this parameter, but I can if I want to. If I don't provide an argument, then the function will rely on the default value and will print out that value to the console. So let's try that out and see what happens. It prints out our default argument, which was goodbye, nice meeting you. But if I include an argument, it'll print out the phrase I provided. So I'll call the function with the value of see you soon, bye. And I'll run it and see what prints out. This time, instead of printing out the default argument, which was goodbye, nice meeting you, it prints out the value that I provided. For another example, I'll create a function called day greeting, which will take two parameters, which are day of the week and date. It'll print out today is day of the week, comma the date, and then today is a great day. For example, if the day of the week was Wednesday and the date was September 23rd, then it would print out today's Wednesday, September 23rd. Today's a great day. So I'll create this function and assign the default values to both the parameters Wednesday to day of the week, and this is how you would do it. And September 23rd to date. Let's call this code with no arguments and see what it prints out. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put plus sign. And now it prints out exactly what we had expected. Now call the function with one argument. Remember, this is possible because for the other parameter, it'll use its default value, while for the argument I provided, it'll use that value that I provide. So I'll call the function with the value of Friday for day of the week. Let's run it. This time, instead of printing today is Wednesday, September 23rd, it prints out today is Friday, September 23rd. This is because I provided my own value and it would always use my value against the default value which we provided. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this video helped you. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more videos like these. Also, look out for part 3, the last part of this function series. The next part will cover scope and returns. See you later.